The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. It's the first major release of 2024 from Sony. It's not even a new game. It is a remaster of the original PS4 title with a few added features and modes. It's only a $10 upgrade if you already own the original PS4 game. If you've never actually owned or played the original, well then you can buy the full remastered version for $50. So it's not even a full priced game. Seems like a bargain, but what does this remaster really bring? Of course, everyone's interested in the visuals, the graphics, and the performance differences. There are some of those which I'll talk about later. But first, I want to talk about the additional content. For starters, there's the Lost Levels. This is essentially 3 unfinished levels that take you only a few minutes to go through each. It's all really rough and incomplete, kind of boring if you ask me. They did add in developers' commentary as you go through each level. I guess that adds a bit more immersion to it. Now, perhaps the biggest new feature is the new No Return mode. No Return is a new roguelike survival mode that adds a lot of replayability to this single player story-based game. It's really the type of mode that will keep you coming back to The Last of Us. Objective here is to survive as long as you can in each run. You go through encounter after encounter at different maps. Between each encounter, you go back to camp and can rest up and upgrade your weapons. All of this eventually leads to the final encounter, which is a boss fight. Death here, by the way, is permanent, so if you die, you start a new run all over again. As you play this mode time after time, you'll unlock new rewards. There's new playable characters, including Dina, Jesse, Lev, Tommy. There's even different skins for each character, as well as skins for weapons. While I enjoy this mode, I think it would have been a lot more fun if they made it 2-player multiplayer. Naughty Dog really missed an opportunity here. In some encounters, you do play alongside an NPC companion. Why couldn't that be a real player doing the run alongside you? There's also the new guitar free play mode. If you love the guitar minigame, then this mode is for you. There's plenty of customization, including the character you play with, the environment settings, and even the musical instrument, which, by the way, does sound different. The main story mode doesn't have any additional content, but there is a new speedrun mode. You can try to beat each level and even the game as fast as you can and post your best times. DualSense wireless controller is now fully supported with haptics feedback and adaptive triggers, so the triggers on each weapon does feel unique. Another upgrade that no one's really mentioning is the loading times. They're actually much faster than before. Loading from dashboard to continuing the game takes only 28 seconds with Remastered, while the original game does the same thing in 1 minute and 20 seconds. The new Remastered version also has activity cards that gives you even faster access to your story progression and all the different modes right from the PlayStation 5 dashboard. Another thing I want to mention here is that your PS4 game saves can be imported into the PS5 remastered version. So you can continue your progress, or if you've already completed the game on PS4, you can now access the New Game Plus mode. Now let's talk about perhaps the most interesting part, the graphics and the performance. Last of Us Part 2 Remastered has 2 graphical modes, Fidelity and Performance. Fidelity features native 4K resolution but does lock the frame rate to 30 FPS. Performance mode has a lower 1440p resolution, but the frame rate target is now 60 FPS. You really have to zoom in to see the difference in resolution between the 2 modes. So I do prefer performance mode unless you're playing on a massive 4K TV that's like 70 inches or bigger. And here's how the remaster looks compared to the original game. Over a year ago, the original did get a PS5 patch that bumped that frame rate to 60 FPS. So the difference between the original Part 2 and the Part 2 remaster isn't as crazy as what we saw in the Part 1 remake. Here you can see the Part 1 from PS3 to PS4 to PS5. There's of course a huge difference with that game. With Part 2, the difference isn't as obvious. There is of course some differences. I mean, you really have to compare the game side by side. The resolution is higher, the graphics, the textures in the grass, they all have just a bit more detail to it. But again, the difference isn't much. Remember, it's a $10 upgrade, so you get what you pay for. Now, the frame rate in both fidelity and performance mode is solid. Just like any PS5 first-party game, this remastered is really good. No bugs, no performance issues. A solid 30 FPS in fidelity mode and a solid 60 FPS in performance mode. Perhaps the biggest performance feature though here is variable refresh rate. You do need a supported display, otherwise the feature is locked. If you have the right TV or monitor, then turning on VRR unlocks the frame rate. In fidelity mode, you can expect close to 40 FPS. I personally never prefer the 30 FPS fidelity option in a game, but with VRR, that bump in frame rate with 4K resolution does make me consider fidelity mode. In performance mode, the FPS advantage is huge. In indoor areas like this, the average is above 100 FPS and in some cases even close to 120. In outdoor high demanding areas, the game still averages between 80 and 90 FPS. If you're all about the numbers, then this is the mode you want to play. Performance with VRR enabled, then you can tell all your buddies you're playing The Last of Us at 100 FPS. Pretty impressive. Overall, for $10, it's worth upgrading it to the remastered version. I think the no return mode alone is worth the $10, but here you're getting a few more extras and a small upgrade to the graphics and performance. And if you've never played The Last of Us Part 2, maybe it's time. At $50, it's actually cheaper than full price PlayStation 5 titles. Let me know what you think in the comments, and for the rest of the video I'm going to show you some more gameplay and some side-by-side comparisons with that FPS counter shown.
No assignment, just says report to Isaac.
Both of us?
Yeah.
Never been this busy here.
Something's going down.
We better find Isaac.
We should make sure Mel's okay first.
I don't know any of these people. You?
Hey there, Abby.
Hey,
Abby, come here a sec.
Yeah?
heard about your ambush. Where'd they hit you?
Right around here. Near the warehouses. Instance. Now we just need...
Oh, we checked this street a week ago. I can't believe you traded a pistol for this.
It's a lead.
No way that guy saw fireflies over here.
Stop. I feel good about this.
Well, I don't.
Come on.
Shipping out to the Westside Hospital in a few. Orders are to get everything.
How's Mel? Really?
Well, the baby's vitals were a little elevated, but I'm not worried.
Someone should get word to Owen. He'll want to be here for her.
Yeah. I need to show you guys something.
What is it?
Follow me.
Oh my God. Are these all ours?
Yeah. And more are coming in by the hour.